I kind of like the new trophy.
It is nice.
There'll be plenty more where that came from.
They did get it engraved too.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's kind of a big deal. Oh, are we live? Oh, all right. Sweet.
What's up, guys? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I love that.
Uh-huh.
Every time I call Levi, no matter what day it is, he's like, hey, happy Monday, happy Tuesday, happy Friday. I love it. He's always just like happy.
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, yeah, I know, right? It's a choice every day.
Totally.
You can wake up and you can be sad, frustrated, upset, depressed, or you can wake up and be like, today's a new day.
Yeah.
It's Friday, which is a good thing for some people. For realtors, Friday doesn't really matter because we work all the time. But anyways, today...
Episode 103, Conversation Corner.
Good job!
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
And what's it about, Levi?
Actually, Ryan's going to kind of take the lead here. We're going to talk a little bit about listings, going over why it's very important to take advantage of the current market conditions, why you should not wait to list your house because of what's going on right now in not only the interest rate market, but also the housing market. And he's going to spit some statistics to you and stuff, so let him kind of run with that.
Some statistics, not all, but just wanted to share some stories, share some stuff with you guys as far as what I'm seeing with the market, what Levi's seeing with the market. So right now, we are less than 1,800 houses on the market, which is a lot less than where I'd like to see us at.
Right.
It's been this way kind of for the last, 2 years, and we were kind of hoping we started to see that trend kind of go up and more houses come on the market. And again, the problem that we have is we have a lot more buyers
No doubt.
than we do inventory on the market. And so a lot of people are thinking, when do I list? Why should I wait, or why shouldn't I wait? And I'm going to kind of tell you that you should probably go now. I've got a lot of people that are listing with me coming up here that are doing it sooner than later for multiple reasons. And one of those reasons is the interest rates.
Yeah.
So obviously if you're selling, you're probably buying. And I'll let you kind of talk about the crazy market.
Yeah, rates are trending up. I mean, it doesn't, we're still kind of waiting for them to cool off. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. We'll have to keep checking the market every single day, but all the conditions are pointing to steady increases. Economic numbers keep coming out, and they tend to be good all around. So that's creating a really good marketplace condition right now to where, everything we're seeing, rates are going to continue to increase and increase and increase. The Fed's definitely meeting in March to talk about raising rates. There's, I think the last estimation was a 96% chance that they actually will increase the Fed rate. We won't know until March, of course, but the predictions are definitely high. So
That's a high percentage.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking, are the rates going to come down?
No.
Well, there's a 4% chance that they could come down, right? So if you're in that boat where you're thinking about, well, let's wait till spring, let's wait till summer, but you're ready, I would say it's time to move. Because you're not going to see rates drop below 4% anymore, I don't think.
No.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I think the trend that we're seeing is that it's not going to happen. I'm even speaking for me personally. I'm getting ready to lock, and I can't lock right now because I keep wanting it to go down. But it's going to have to get locked today probably, just because I can't take the risk of it going any higher. So with that being said, to get back to listing and that type of thing. So here's kind of the things that, and we were kind of discussing this earlier, I feel like the rebuttal because of the low inventory is, well, there's not going to be a house out there for me. And here's my question, and kind of what I want to talk about a little bit is creating the expectation up front.
Yeah.
And the expectation is this: there's no such thing as a perfect house. Right? So when I take some buyers out sometimes, they get so critical of like, well, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that, the carpet's not replaced, the kitchen isn't updated, here's the deal, and the reality is this: if you're not building a brand new home, you're not going to get everything you want. So the reality isn't that there's not enough houses on the market, which is somewhat true, because typically we like to see anywhere from 4,000 to 6,000 houses, which would be in an average buyer's market, right? But we're not there. But that doesn't mean that there's not something out there. What it means is there's a couple houses that you could probably like and make your own home to make it your home.
Yeah.
By maybe replacing some carpet or painting the cupboards in the kitchen or putting in new countertops, redoing some of the bathroom floors or whatever that may be. There's houses out there. So I want to kind of lay that expectation out for those of you that are maybe thinking about listing your house and then kind of going back and forth with that. Well, I don't know where I'm going to go. There's plenty of houses out there that will get you to where you want to go, whether that's location, school district, you know, I don't know, different part of town, whatever the case is. There's enough houses out there. Now, what we need to talk about is okay, what can be, as rates continue to go up, how soon do I need to do that, and how soon do I need to get my house on the market?
Right.
Well, here's the thing, because of the low inventory, right? And if I want to go right on a house that I do find that I think I can see myself in, if your house isn't sold, you run into an issue because most sellers aren't going to take a contract with it contingent upon the sale of your house. And I've had to work with some sellers this past year where they're like, well, we don't know where we're going, so we don't want to get our house listed yet. And it's kind of old school where it doesn't work that way anymore, especially in this market right now.
Yeah.
And maybe you can speak to that too.
Yeah, there's a risk there for sure. I mean, what I see a lot of clients doing is we go through the pre-approval process to make sure that they understand what it's going to take for them to purchase another house, whether we can do that with their current mortgage if they have a mortgage on their house, or if they do need to sell their home in order to utilize the equity and qualify for a new loan. We have to examine those things together. Once we get a plan in place, we can, touch on what he said a little bit more.
Yep.
We can look at, okay, do you need to put your house on the market today, right away, to get offers in, to get an accepted contract, and then really go out there and start shopping and making new offers? A lot of times what sellers would do, because of how quickly things are moving off the market, if you are selling your house, you can look at doing a extended close of escrow, 45 to 60 days, with the new potential buyers, so that will give you enough time to go out and shop for a house. You know that your property is under contract. You can confidently look for another property and have maybe even a contingent close, a same-day close situation, or maybe close 1 to 2 days after the sale of your house. That way there's no overlap and you don't have to worry about being homeless. So
that's a good point. Yeah, I like that too, and I think there's a difference too that people don't understand when you write up the difference between contingent upon the sale of my home, contingent upon the close of my home. So the difference there is, if you are a seller, right, and you got your house listed and you go out and you see a house that you want and you want to write on it, you're writing it with a contingency that, hey, I can't purchase this home until my house sells. Okay, so what most sellers will say to that is, we're not interested, because they don't know how long it's going to take for your house to sell, right? And they've probably got other people that are going to end up writing on their house that don't need a house to sell. But if you've got your house listed and it gets under contract, now it's contingent upon the close of your house, right? So if you need those funds to go purchase the new house, that looks a lot better to a seller, where they're like, okay, they're already under contract, they're past the inspection stage. Doesn't seem like there's going to be any bumps along the road, and they're more lenient to take that offer as opposed to the previous one. So, I hope that answers questions there. I feel like I get that question quite a bit. I think the other question that I've been going back and forth with, even in a current listing that I have right now, is, we'll list at a certain price that we want to be at. And typically what I say is, within 72 hours, you're going to know, the market's going to speak, and it's going to tell you if you're priced right. And there's so many people out there that I know that they get emotionally attached to their home.
It's easy to.
And I totally understand, and I get it. And it's the same thing that Vanessa and I went through this last summer when we listed our house. I wanted 175 for a house because I knew what we put in. I already knew that I was losing money because our basement flooded and we had to redo all that stuff. So I was trying to get everything I could out of that house to kind of make up for those additional expenses. But reality was, when the house sat on the market for 2 weeks and I didn't have any offers and it was a hot market, I knew that we were priced too high.
Yeah.
So I did a price reduction of $5,000 and I came down, and lo and behold, what do you know? We
Yeah.
had 3 people instantly that were like wanting to give us offers on our house, and we ended up selling our house by doing a price reduction. So that's the other thing that I think you have to test out. Like, sometimes it to be honest with you, it's a crapshoot when it comes to what should we list your house at. We can pull comps, we can look at what other things have sold, but we don't know what the market's going to do. So I can't control a buyer that comes in and that thinks that our house is priced too high or our house is priced too low or right at where it needs to be. Like, I can't control any of that. But what I tell people is the market, my job is to do the best I can to price us competitively and where we need to be to not only generate the most traffic,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
to get your house sold as quickly as possible. And we've got strategies to do that. And I can talk about that more later, but that's besides the point. Basically, what I'm saying is, just because we've got it listed at a certain price point doesn't mean that's what you're gonna, even though it's a hot market.
Yeah.
And when I say hot market, I need to clarify, if you're in like the 150 to 175 range or below any of that, it's hot.
Right.
So it's not lasting very long on the market. When you get over 200, if you don't have everything completely updated, which is very rare, that somebody goes in and guts a house and it's listed for 200,000, 225,
Yeah.
whatever, it's going to sit a little bit, you know. And as you get into the 300s, the 400s, the 500s, you have to understand that your buyer's pool isn't as big as
Right.
the first-time home buyer.
Millennials.
Right.
That's the major group of people who are buying homes right now. Is it within that demographics? First-time home buyers, younger couples, younger families who this is their starter house, or their millennial generation to where they're just entering the market. So those purchase prices tend to be really competitive.
Right. So basically my point is, if you're thinking about listing your house, I would say now's the time to do it. And for so many reasons, but for one, because the low inventory, take advantage of that.
Yeah.
If you're in that price range that's below 175, definitely do it, because it's gonna sell. I just had some colleagues across the hall. They had a listing that was for 133. She got like 13 showings and
Wow.
7 offers in less than 24 hours. Maybe down the hallway, she had one at 142.5, and she got like 20 showings and like 8 or 9 offers
Yeah.
in less than 24 hours. So that kind of tells you in that price range, it's going, it's
moving.
quick. If your house is in any condition ready to sell, it's going to sell, because there's enough buyers out there that are
Yeah.
looking for that, and we have the strategies to get the most eyes on that in the shortest amount of time that drive that traffic. And if you want to know more about what my strategies are and what we do, let me know. I'll definitely let you know on that, because I think
Any questions?
we're ahead of the game on that.
No.
No questions yet. Okay.
Jeez.
But, and then when it comes to the listing above that, just know, like, the expectation I want to set there is it might take a little bit longer to sell your house there, but it's still hot, you know. So
The right buyer will come along.
right,
Sure.
whether it's a month later or whatever, that's still pretty good. Where you've got, when you're in a buyer's market, I mean, you could be sitting for 3, 4, 5 months, and then as you get higher again, know that when you're in that price range, your buyer's pool gets a lot smaller.
Right.
And so I don't know if those people are quite out yet. I think they're starting to come out, like over between that 225 all the way up. But I think when it warms up, you're going to start seeing
Oh, yeah,
a lot more.
Well,
and
that group.
do you see that a lot?
Yeah, that group tends to be, families and
Yeah.
couples with children and things like that. So they don't want to make moves during the school year, right?
Yep.
Uproot their kids to a new school district mid-year. It doesn't really make sense. So that's why, especially in addition to the weather really sucking here in Nebraska in the winter months, that's why we see a huge influx in purchase business, listing business, everything. You know, from spring until like August, September, it's just crazy market, even crazier than it is right now. So it's because everybody, that other demographic that isn't in the market right now is going to jump in the market. They're going to try to sell, buy new houses, upgrade, downgrade, whatever it is.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know for you, but for me, this has been the most busiest January that I've had in the last 4 years.
Definitely.
So that tells me that 2018 is going to be another good year.
Oh, yeah.
And I think our market here in Omaha is kind of unique in the sense that I think we're starting to get a lot of these businesses and these companies coming here. And then a lot of people are moving here from the coast because of things like, I mean, obviously not because of our weather, because it's freaking cold outside, but because of the cost of living and the opportunities for the growth. And I mean, we're seeing growth all over the place. We got the Boys Town development coming up.
Facebook's got their data center, one completed. They're still building their campus out on Highway 50. It is massive. If you've driven over there, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
All kinds of stuff. You said West Farm, East Farm.
Yeah, and then you've got 192nd and Dodge where they're doing all that development. Apparently that's like a 15-year project, which I don't understand.
There's a lot of stuff. I was reading an article last night about, there's like 30 crazy developments that are going on right now in neighborhoods all across the city, just really kind of revitalizing even a lot of the old neighborhoods and things. So the market is definitely great. We're going to see a lot of cool improvements in the greater Omaha area, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Speaking to your comment about, we're kind of impervious here to market fluctuation, which is really cool. We are seeing obviously pretty high appreciation rates for Nebraska, but even still with that, they're respectively low when you look at places like California, Florida, Arizona, Colorado, things like that. So even with rising interest rates and stuff like that, our economy is so strong here that it really shouldn't affect the purchase market too much. It should continue to be strong. So yeah,
which is good news.
Totally.
So to kind of recap,
wrap it up.
Yeah. If you're thinking of listing or you're thinking that you should wait,
don't wait.
Don't wait. Do it now. I'm not trying to tell you what to do or to like get a transaction. What I like to do and what we like to do through this is like to be real and honest and authentic with you. And if you were our family and we're sitting down with you and having this conversation, this is what we'd be telling our family. Mm-hmm. Like, don't wait. Do it now. Take advantage of it. And the rates are going to continue to go up. So when you go to purchase, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you wait, you can get more for your house. But then when you go to buy, now you're at a higher interest rate, which to me kind of washes that out. Mm-hmm. I want you to have a lower interest rate because majority of people are going to get a 30-year loan.
Right. And
on that 30-year loan, would you rather have 4.5% or would you rather have 5.5%, 6%? So take advantage of that right now. And it kind of stinks for us in some points where we're like, gosh, they continue to go up, and we
clients,
we want our
they think their friend
percentages to come down.
Their friend got a 3.875, a year ago, and they think they can have the same rate. It's just
not happening.
Not happening.
Yeah, market change. Thank you, Donald Trump. Apparently, for doing that, but that's good because our economy's strong and it's going up, right? I have people tell me that all the time. They're like, thanks, Donald, for bringing our rates back up and all this stuff. And I'm like, but we wanted the economy to go up, right? You want the economy to be good. So anyways, with that being said,
happy Friday, everybody.
Happy Friday. Love you guys. If you have any questions, comment below. We'll get to those as always. And if you have any private questions or whatever, feel free to text us or message us. We get a couple of those too every now and then. So
and bundle up out there. It's cold today. 12 degrees, feels like -1. This weekend's supposed to get a little bit better. Tomorrow's supposed to be in the 40s. Later today, hopefully they say it's the 30s. Who knows, though.
Welcome to Nebraska.
But Sunday, it's supposed to snow. Oh. What is going on?
Ain't nobody got time for snow. We want springtime.
Anyways, all right.
Warm days.
See you guys.
See ya.